guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video is gonna be about getting your permit. So I recently just got my permit and I am very excited. I know a lot of people are like, whoa, you just got your permit? But yeah, I just did. A lot of people get their permits early on, 16, 17. I am now 18. I mean, not I am now 19. I didn't get my permit sooner because I just didn't have a need for it. But now that I'm 19, not that much of a difference. But I want to be able to move around more. Not just go on public transportation, but maybe even go farther out myself or something. It's just a lot of freedom comes with being able to drive. So that's why I took the first step. So I'm just going to start off by telling you guys how it was for me, how was my experience, how I got there, and how it went. Okay, cool. If you guys want to know how my permit experience went, then keep on watching. So I wanted to get my permit a while ago, but I just never did it. You know, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my permit, but then time passes, and then a year passes, and 2 years passes, and you still didn't get your permit. That's what was happening to me. I had actually downloaded this app called DMVgenie. I'll put a link for that down below, hopefully. And that really was all I used. I didn't get a handbook or any of that. I didn't get any of that to take the test. Since I turned 16, actually, I was practicing on it, and the thing was DMV. Hopefully I can record so you guys can see. It has an easy, hard, and then I think it's harder, and then it has exam mode. So I never got past easy, okay? And on easy they have 5 different tests that you take, and you can only have 11 mistakes out of 40 questions, okay? So my best friend, she has her license already, and she didn't take her she didn't take her permit until she got 100% on all of them, easy, hard, and harder, and all that stuff. But I was just like, oh, okay, let me just do it. So I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get my permit, and then I would do one test or two. I'm not get 100, but I'll do it, and then I'll forget about it, and then next thing you know, 2 years have passed, and I'm here. What I feel really pushed me was because my best friend had got her license, and I saw her driving. I was in her car, and she was driving it up, and she going here, she going there. I'm like, yo, what's this? I need to go here and go there too, okay? What? No. So I was like, okay, my spring break is coming up. I will have the time to actually go to the R&B and get my permit, or at least try. Mind you, I had not been practicing. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go back on the app and let's see how we are. So I went back on the app and I got all of them. I passed all of them, not with 100%, but I passed them. And then I tried the hard one, failed. But I already decided that I already had decided that I was gonna do my permit on my spring break, and not just my spring break, but on Monday. I decided, I was like, I'm gonna get my permit on Monday. I put a date on it, which is something I really recommend if you actually want to get your permit. You really do, put a date on it, because if you have a date on it and you're like, oh, this is coming up, you can't miss it, you know what I mean? So you just have to do it, and that's kind of what happened with me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it on Monday. So on Sunday, the day before, like I said, I failed the hard part, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this test anyway. Even if I pass or no pass, I just want to see how it is, the experience, and I want to see how much I know and what kind of questions they would really actually ask me. So on Sunday, I tried the exam mode, and I passed the exam mode. So I was like, wait, hold up. I passed the exam mode. Your girl is ready right here. So I passed the exam mode 2-3 times. I wanted to keep trying it out, but then so I was like, okay, things are looking up. But then when I got home and later on that night, I googled things you must know before you take your permit test, about fines, about alcohol abuse, and all that stuff would pop out. And then I just did some of those tests, because they do ask you things that are factual. A lot of the questions that permit tests give you are pretty basic things that that I figured out just by sitting in the front seat of my mom's car while she was driving, and I would always pay attention to the signs. Things are very basic, what does a speed limit sign mean? You know what I mean? It's things like that. What is this when the lights are red? What does that mean? It's things very basic like that. But I had heard that they would also have things that were factual, how much would you get fined if this happens, or what is the limit of this. So that's what I looked up, and I just like did it during the night because I knew my brain was really gonna suck it all in during the night. So then the next day I was ready. Now, before I tell you how Monday went, I just want to let you know, because you guys might be wondering, what do you take to give your permit? So I took my passport, my social, and they also want proof of residency or a birth certificate, either or. I couldn't find my birth certificate, so I brought the mails that I got. Like, I got mail and it had like it had my address and it had my name, and I was like, okay, this should be enough, right? It is not enough. Just in case, you guys will figure that out later, okay? It was not enough, okay? Now let's go on to Monday. So I get there on Monday, and there's not that big of a line. I got there like at around 11, and I went in there and I signed this. It was like an application that they gave. Because I filled up the paper, filled it out, and then I showed the girl. There's a first girl there, and I was a little nervous because I've never been here before, and I didn't know if they were gonna be mean. But the girl was pretty nice. She was just like, oh, can you show me this is that? And then I was like, okay, here's what I have. And she was like, okay, you're good. And then I was like, okay. She gave me a ticket with my number, and then she was like, okay, sit down and wait for your number to be called. So I sit down and wait for my number to be called. I waited like an hour and a half or to 2 hours, okay? I waited a really long time. And mine was there with me, so I left my folder with him because I didn't realize that I had to bring it with me. I thought it was just like, in the beginning, I showed her the girl what I had, and that was it. So I go to the booth that they show me, and the girl's like, okay, well, can I see your social? And then I was like, oh, I left it. She's like, what do you mean you left it? I was like, oh, I left it like with a friend of mine. Can I go get it real quick? She's like, can you run? And I'm like, I was like, I'll try my best. And then she was like, well, go get it. And I sped walk, and I was just like, damn, why is she so mean? Okay. But I grabbed it, and I'm like flustered because that wasn't the best experience already. So I got my folder that had all my information, things I've brought, and then I went back, and then I showed her and immediately she sees the mails that I got, and she's like, sorry, I can't accept this. And I'm just like, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me I just waited an hour and a half, 2 hours for you to tell me that you can't accept this. Oh, no. That was in my head, though. So I was like, oh. She's like, no. Because I brought, like, a bunch of, like, mails just in case. And I brought my high school transcripts. And I brought everything that I could, right? And she was like, this is all in 2017. It's 2018, honey. You gotta get something from 60 days. And I'm just like, oh my God, why don't they say this on the website? So I was just like, wow. I was so anxious to take the test, first of all. Like, I was laughing. When I get nervous, I laugh. And I was just like laughing at the store, and people were looking at me like, what's going on with this girl? And because I was just like excited, I was ready. I was like, let me see if I pass this test. I don't know if I will. If I don't, then okay, it's fine. I know people that it took like 3 or 4 times to actually pass that test. So I was like, it's fine if I don't get it on the first try. I didn't even practice like that. I didn't even get 100% like that. So it's all good. I just want to see. But no, she's like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to come another day. I didn't want to come back because then another day, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's probably gonna be harder or whatever it may be. I left so disappointed. Walk out. I called my mom. I'm like, Ma, like, I couldn't do it because she said I didn't have the right identification, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, isn't one of the things, I think she said, isn't one of the things a bank statement? I was like, yeah. And then she was like, girl, go to Citizen Bank and ask for your bank statement. Boom, go back, wait what you gotta wait, and just do the test. Just get it over. If you pick this day to do it, do it. And I was like, you're right. Because I knew that if I had left another day, if I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it another day, I would not have done it until months. I wouldn't have had the opportunity. So I was like, okay, let me just take this day that I have to take this and do it. So I went to Citizen Bank, and thank God that was so easy. I was like, oh, I gave them my card. They got my information. I was like, oh, here's your bank statement from January, February, and March. And I was like, bless your soul. Bless it. Anyways, so then I skedaddled back to the R&B, or is it DMV? I think it's R&B, but people call it. Anyways, so then I go back, And thankfully, the lady that I had that was like, I can't accept this. She had given me like this yellow slip that would actually say that I could just go through instead of waiting on a line. So I went through the easy Z thing path. It's not that, it's just it's green. And I got to go through there, and it was like, did she give you my number? And now I had to wait another hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay, all I knew is though, I was like, I do not want the same person. Like, no thank you. I want a nice person. So at this point, I'm not even laughing nervously. I'm just like, yo, I'm ready to get this overweight. I was supposed to be out of here by 12. It is now 2. Let's go. So then I go to my person, and the person looked Dominican, so I was like, no, she didn't say she was Dominican, but she looked Dominican, so I was like, okay. So I go up to her immediately, mad nice, and it was quick. Once I went in and I showed her again my identification, my citizen, my passport, my social security, and now my bank statement. Seconds. She was like, okay, well, you have 25 minutes. Like, I was just so shook because the first time it took a little while because she was like looking through a bunch of stuff. But this time I was just like, well, now you have 25 minutes and you have 25 questions. And I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, and that will be $30. And I'm like, okay, how would you like to pay? And I just like paid. Good luck. And I was like, okay. And she was like, and she was like, if you pass, you come back here. And I was like, if I don't, and then she was like, you leave. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, good luck. And I'm like, okay. So I walk into this room, and it's like one of the walls is pure glass, and then there's like a security guard outside of the room so he can look at us because we can't have any papers with us or anything, or our phones, because we immediately get disqualified basically. So I went in, and she gave me like a piece of paper, and it had like the code that I would use to put in the computer. So I set on my computer, put on these little tiny headphones that they gave us, and put in the code, and then started. So I started the questions, and off the bat I got like 7 questions right. I was like, bah, 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 in a row, and I was like, okay. But then I was getting a little too cocky, and I got one wrong, and I was like, wait, hold up, yo, hold up. But then it was like now, and then it was like back and forth. Funny thing is that 3 of the questions were exactly the ones that I had looked up the night before about like fines and about drug abuse, anything that has to do with medicine, any of that. They told you not to drive. You just say no, you can't drive because it will affect you. Always just say that. Just say that, please. I had 17 questions right, so I was just like, okay, I just need one more question right, and I'm lit and I'm great. So I was like, please, Lord, like that this question is easy, that I know this question. So the next question was so easy. It was about like alcohol, like, oh, should you drink? Oh, no, it was about medicine. Oh, if you take this type of medicine, should you what? And I was just like, this obviously is no. So I pressed nope, boom, and it was like, congratulations, you passed. And then it gives you like a whole bunch of information. It told me that I took 14 seconds per question. I finished in 4 minutes and like 30 seconds out of 25 minutes. So I was just like, okay. Forgot to mention, you actually also take a vision test when you go there, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like mad excited. I'm like, yo, I really did that. I really passed like that. Okay. So I get up and I grab my stuff and I go back to the lady. So then I go back to the lady. She was like, "You're back already?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And she was like, "Oh, girl, you came prepared." And I was like, "Girl, I came in to come out." Like, I was ready to go. Like, from the second I stepped back in this place, I'm always playing no games. Okay. So we just like laughed it out, and she was like, "Well, congratulations." And I'm like jumping up and down. She's like laughing at me because I'm looking like a whole fool. But I don't care. I'm not excited. Like, I really did that. Like, I actually did it. That was my experience getting a permit. For everyone, everything, it's always different. Some people it takes longer to get there. Some people it doesn't take long at all. Some people, they need to study the whole book, and some people like me don't need to study that much. I'm not gonna say don't study at all, because you need to know some things, but don't need to study as much. Again, I will put the link for the app that I use down below. The things that I recommend is to, like, please come prepared so you do not have to go through that bull that I went through. If you can, get a bank statement, whatever. Just make it clear. Do not bring a copy of your birth certificate. Bring an original copy. Bring the original birth certificate. Just go in there with the things you really need to do, so you don't wait Matter of fact, no. That lady was supposed to tell me that what I had wasn't enough, so I wouldn't have had to wait that hour and a half or 2 hours, but she did not tell me. So that's what happened. I did. So that might actually be an experience that you go through. That person might tell you have everything and then you don't. Just make sure you have everything. Okay, guys? Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through a couple of questions that I had gotten from people when I mentioned that I had gotten my permit. What do you bring? I'm actually gonna put a list for that down below. What do you bring to bring your permit? And what ages is different, 16 and 18 to 18 and up. What you bring, not by much, but there is a difference. So I had a question that somebody asked, that do you just show up or do you make an appointment? I just showed up. I didn't make an appointment. I'm not sure. I think you could make an appointment, but I'm not sure. Just go, because it makes no difference. Not really. You can actually do the application that I did there online, print it, and then you can even go faster because you don't have to go through all that. Or if you know that what you need to bring for sure, you can go through that line, I think. But yeah, another question that I had was, was it easy? For me, it was easy because I had done the questions on DMVgenie so many times. It was like clockwork. It was just blah 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 blah. It's really the same thing. A lot of people ask me where was it exactly. So for Boston, we have one in Haymarket, like around Haymarket. It cost me $30. Not 30. The people told me, literally, someone told me 35, 25, 30. Like all these numbers. So I had to look up online, but it was $30 for me. No extra, nothing. It was just $30 on the dot. That being said, it will be more for me to get my license, around $85 unless you take classes. That's a whole other issue. Okay. Oh, that's a wrap. Okay, guys, so I hope you like this video. Please comment below if you guys have any other questions that you guys might want me to answer, and I will answer those questions. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. Share with your friends my experience. Maybe it will help them. Or if your friends have any questions, maybe I answered them, and you guys can share it with them as well. Okay, guys, so I'll see you later. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. I will still try my best to post on Mondays and Fridays for you guys. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!